Hi class, I wanted to re-record making of the top plates because I kind of bungled it last night. So I'm going to start hopefully at the same spot that we were at when we were doing the top plates. And I think I started by taking a look at the height of the outside posts, which we made 12 feet in the first class. So that's really the top of the plate. So I'm going to double click on one of those outside posts and I'm going to push down by 8 inches. That will give me clearance for making the 8 by 8 plate. So I'm going to right click outside of the component and close it. And now I can get my rectangle tool by pressing R, and I want to be on the green axis. So I can either hover over this edge and try to get the green axis or use my left arrow key. So I'm going to press left arrow, and then it's a little tricky to draw this. But if you struggle with it, you can actually draw it down here and move it up. I'm going to try to draw it in place here. Okay, so now I'm above the post and I'm going to type in 8, 8 and enter. So now I have a square that I can push back. So I'll press P for push pull. And instead of pushing this all the way back, remember these top plates are 2 pieces. So I'm going to hover over the slab and SketchUp will automatically snap to the midpoint. So without doing any measurements at all, we've got a top plate that's half the distance. So I'm going to click right there. And then I'm going to hit my space bar to go back to my select tool, triple click on this top plate, right click and make it a component. And then I'm going to make a tag for my plates. So I just clicked on the circle plus in the tag window and made a plate layer or tag. And now we're going to make a kind of rudimentary scarf joint. So in order to do that, I'm going to double click to open up my component. I'm going to press L for line, and I'm going to draw a horizontal line at the midpoint. So again, if I just hover over this edge, SketchUp will snap to the midpoint, and you can see a little pop-up window that says midpoint. And I'm going to draw the line all the way across. I get my push-pull tool, and I'm going to pull this out 8 inches. And then the second step, I'm going to push this face back 8 inches. So that'll give us a 16-inch overlap. So basically we went 8 inches beyond the center and then 8 inches back from the center. And if I get my tape measure tool by pressing T, I should have 16 inches. So 1'4" is 16 inches. Okay, so now I'm going to close, right click away from the component and close it. And now all I have to do is make a copy of this and flip it appropriately. So since we already have some rudimentary joinery here, the flip's going to make a lot more sense. So I'm going to single click on the component, not double click, just single click to select and move it. I'll press M for move. I'll tap my control or option on the Mac to go into copy mode. And now you can see that I want this joinery that's on the right side to be on the left side. So since I moved along the green axis, I'm going to get my select tool by pressing my space bar and right click and select flip along green. So now we're getting close, but this still doesn't fit together because we want this lap to be on the top. So if we now right click and flip this a second time, and if we flip it vertically along the blue axis, we now have something that's going to fit together. So now I can hit M for move and move my lap joint so that it laps up properly. And you can see that at the end, it's in perfect position. And if I click away from this, you can see that that joint works fine. Okay, so our initial inner post was 19'4". So I'm going to get my select tool and double click on that to open up the component and then press P for push pull. Push that down 8 inches. Okay, and now I'm going to right click and close that. And then it's just a matter of copying these top plates up on top of the timbers. So I'm going to press spacebar to select, and then shift click on the two plates so I select them both. Hit M for move, tap Control or Option for copy, and then snap right to that corner. And then SketchUp takes you out of copy mode automatically. So I have to tap my controller option again to get back into copy mode. Move another set there. Again, I have to tap controller option and make another set right there. So now, since we assigned that, did we assign that? No, we didn't. Oh boy. Okay, so the step I forgot is I should have, when I made my first plate, I should have assigned it to the plate tag. So now I've got to automatically select, not automatically, manually select all 8 of these. So I'm shift clicking, holding down my shift key and clicking on all 8 of those, and I will go to my entity info and select plate, and now I can turn my plates on and off. Okay, so I hope that helps.